What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. So today I'm getting started on installation. First thing I'm going to do is build a template for this door. In the past I used like paper, like a huge sheet of paper, and then made the template out of that, and then transferred it to cardboard, and then transferred it to the wood. I'm going to skip a step this time. I think I'm competent enough with a pair of scissors now. Now that I got my big boy pants on, that I could just use this foam insulation. The idea for insulating the back doors is a polyiso insulation inside here. Rock wool fits inside all these gaps in here, and then a layer of this because it's nice and thin, and then I can put the luan that's cut out of this. I'll just trace this on the luan and then cut it out, and then paint it with mold-proof paint, glue the carpet onto it, and bolt it right on, and it'll be nice and thin and nice and close to the door. If I put polyiso outside of this, it's gonna stick out a bunch, and I don't want to lose that space. I think that the way I'm gonna do it is good enough. So I've got to cut some of this out and glue it to the top up here somehow. This stuff's I put a silicone on it, so the tape's not gonna stick to this. So I think I'm gonna have to tape it up here and then just do the top part very last. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the idea. So I guess I'm gonna get to it. Alright, so nothing's ever as bad as you make it out to be. This is done. It looks great. It fits just about perfectly. That was super, super easy. So now I can use this as a template for the main thing. I can fill this in with rock wool, fill this in with polyiso. I think I'm going to do the one on the other side. Yeah, I'm gonna do it I like working like a factory, you know, doing one thing at a time and just do the one thing however many times it takes to get done, and then do the next thing. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. All right, one thing I forgot to explain last time is the scissor work. Scissors. I'm holding it like, imagine this is the part I'm cutting. I just hold the bottom scissor on it and I just go up, but I've got some badass, these are like titanium or something. No, they're stainless steel, but they're still badass scissors. Yeah, dude. Alright, so I went ahead and removed this off of this window so I could use it as a template to cut the polyiso because it is the perfect size. I wish I would have thought of that before I taped it on because now I gotta retape it. So, it is what it is, I guess. This whole YouTube thing has been a really interesting experiment. It's been a huge experiment like the whole time. First experiment was to see what would happen if I just shared, my real life on camera. See what would happen, because I never saw that. When you watch TV, it's all fake. Most of the YouTube people are totally fake. Everything's fake. And I wanted to see what would happen if I presented something totally real, how people would react. It's been really interesting because it's been really mixed. It's been, some people have reacted favorably, other people not so much. Most of that is with my, wanting to live alternatively, live in a van instead of in a house or apartment, wanting to make my own money online versus just go get a normal job and live the normal prescribed, you go to college and then you get a job and you get married and you have 2.5 kids and you get a house, and then when you're 80 or 90 or 60, 70, 80, 90, whatever, you retire, but by that time your body is not what it was when you were young, so you can't do the same things you used to be able to do, so you pretty much worked through your entire the time where you're able to really go out and do cool stuff that you want to do. So that doesn't make sense to me, and by opposing the norm, I have found that the amount of backlash is really interesting. It's not as much as I thought. It's really not. there's still quite a few people who are like, oh, you're all over the place, you don't know what you're doing in life, you don't have goals and focus. Actually, I know exactly what I want. It's just to get from here to here is not a straight line. There's no clear-cut answers that are provided for me. It's not I just go to college and get a job and then I can travel the world and make my own passive income, you know, eventually working 3 to 4 hours a day or something, and eventually I don't have to work at all by the time I'm 40 or 50. There's no clear-cut answers to that. There's people that say they have the answer to that, but they want your money, and they might not be giving you the complete story because they want your money. And if they were really doing that, why would they need your money to share that? So it's kind of like, huh. So I've got to figure this out myself, and I've got to make a bunch of mistakes, and I've got to mess up, and I'm not afraid to crash and burn. I'm not afraid to destroy this YouTube channel. I can go find something else. I'm not afraid, man. Like I'm choosing love over fear, and I'm doing what I want to do. And sometimes it's messy, sometimes it's chaotic, sometimes it doesn't make sense to the outside world, but to those of you who are like watching these videos and really enjoy them, I got this. So I'm gonna get back to cutting up the polyiso in this, and yeah, getting this thing done. It's so sunny outside though. I want to go on a ride so bad, so I think I'm gonna make some excuses and figure out a reason to go out and take care of something that I haven't done that needs to be done. So I guess it's not really an excuse. It's a good reason. Yeah. Whoa! Well, that doesn't fit at all. I need to round right here, and I need to round here, and here, and here. Okay, so I'm going to round the edges. I'm just going to carve this thing up until it fits right. Alright, I got it to fit, and it fits good. I could probably fit 2 in here. I don't think it's really necessary. I'm going to have this and 2 layers of this stuff.
You don't need
plus an air gap.
Yeah.
The air gap will. I don't know if the air gap's good or not. I don't really care about
you need
doing it properly. I think this is gonna like be more than enough probably. Yeah, I'm gonna do it this way.
Mm-hmm.
That works. This stuff is super easy to cut. It's so much nicer than the cheap stuff that I had before. Yeah, will you grab that for me, please? Yeah, this stuff when you cut it up because it's got all these big balls. Like
big balls.
like what are they? They're they're stuck together. You know, they're like glued. I'm just kidding. They're like glued together. So when you cut it, this stuff just goes everywhere. It's really tough to cut, but I don't know. It works. It's moisture resistant, insect and mold resistant. It does have a really low R value compared to the polyiso. This stuff has a really high R value. So this is good stuff. I'm gonna make the other piece fit, and then we'll get on to the next step. So the next step here is to pull off all this L-track, and you guys saw me finish that little baby guy over there last video. I got this one done too. Behind this screw is a super thick metal, and it was too thick to get a riv nut in, but I got 3 in that one, so it's good to go. I'm gonna pull these off and put the screws back in, so that way, well, maybe I won't right away. Maybe I'll fit. Yeah, I won't right away. First, I'll fit the... I'll show you. Let me remove these first. Alright, so on to the next part. So this is the old paneling that I had that only went up about this high before that I saved to use as templates for this kind of stuff, and I'm so glad that I did. So I went ahead and traced it, and then I took my, that guy, whatever it's called, the blue fellow over there, and traced out that line. And it turns out that I have more than enough of this stuff than I need. So I'm actually going to I'm going to make 2 of these for each side and put them on. They'll fit in there with the Luan and everything over it, and then I'll just have extra insulation there. So this will be pretty cool. The next step is to, obviously cut this out and make it fit up in here perfectly, and then do the same thing for the other side. And once those 2 panels are cut out, I've got to find the right spot to cut out for the holes for the bolts to go through for the L-track. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm just going to put the bolts in and press it up against and leave an indentation in the foam, and then I'll use a drill bit and drill it out, so I get a nice clean hole and it doesn't rip and tear. Because I don't need it the same size as the head of the bolt. I need it the same size as the inside of the bolt. That way I'll have more insulation in there, and it'll be more effective. And once I do that, once these fit perfectly, then I can use these as templates for the Luan that I've still got to get, that I'm going to cut out. So I'm actually going to skip the rock wool part today. I'm going to do that all at one time. It's not nearly as bad as fiberglass, but it does talk on the package. And look at that R15. That's amazing insulation. It does talk on here about it being a skin and respiratory and eye irritant. So I'm just going to do that all in one day. Hopefully I can find a cooler day when I can do it. It's pretty warm out today. Alright, got this piece in all the way. Looks good. I left a little room over here. I'm going to have to figure out something to cover this up, but that's good enough for now. So I got this piece down. Now I'm going to trace this out, carve it up, do the same thing as that side, slap it on, call it good. Alright, so there it is. This piece is up. This piece is up. Somehow I cut this one too short, so I had add this piece up here. I'll end up refining this and taping it together and making it nice, but that's pretty much it. This fan feels a lot smaller now. So that is pretty much that. I got a little bit of sunlight left, so I think I'm going to go on a ride and call this a day. Yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.